Howdy folks, Tactical Teach here. Today, we're going to talk about two knives. These two knives. The Kershaw Shuffle I, or the original Kershaw Shuffle, and the Kershaw Shuffle II, the improvement. As I mentioned in my last EDC video, I like this knife. It's a good little EDC blade. But before we talk about what I like, let's talk about the one that I didn't like. So this is the Kershaw Shuffle, the original idea, and the thought process here was, let's make a little EDC blade that has a little bit of a multi-function capability, giving it a little pry bar, screwdriver, and a bottle opener on the side, as well as a small, I do believe it's a 2.5 inch blade. Now, the way you look at this knife, you clearly see there are three little spots for fingers. 1, 2, everything else there. And that idea is great. The only issue is, your index finger, if you're holding it in a standard grip, or pinky if you're holding it in reverse, is right there on the blade. And, you know, not that I'm doing a lot of stabbing, thrusting motions, but if you're really getting into some cuts, your finger can totally get up there and slip up there and get cut. And that's bad. It's bad design right there. It's got some, you know, glass reinforced nylon something or other. It's a liner lock knife, designed in a classic drop point. I like the pocket clip. It's a really deep carry pocket clip, so all you see is the little cap lifter, or not cap lifter, the pry bar screwdriver. And it's designed to be a right or left tip-up carry, and with ambidextrous thumb studs, depending on whether you're right or left-handed. The issue I have with this knife is right back here. When this goes in my pocket, this would always jab into me, and I've had to, it was a lot more pointy, the edges were more defined. I took a file to it and took care of it, made so it wasn't so bad, and that made it a little bit more bearable, but not much. It's got a 3CR, see, I have it right here, it's a 3CR13 steel on it, and I picked it up at Walmart for 16 bucks. According to Kershaw's website right now, you can buy this for 25 bucks. I got a deal on this, so you know, for a 16 buck knife, you really can't complain, I guess. And I guess with the pointiness of it, I put a little lanyard on the edge, and that takes care of a bit of the pointiness, but it takes away the functionality of that. So it's a little give and take. But anyways, that's the Kershaw Shuffle I. Kind of indifferent. I like the fact that it's a tip-up carry. But yeah, it's an okay knife. It's not, does not work for me. Holds an edge fairly well. It's a cheaper steel, but for 16 bucks you can't complain. Now, on to the one I like. The Kershaw Shovel II. They took the general design and made it better. This happens to be a Tanto point, and I dig it. I'm not normally a Tanto type person, but for this small of a blade and the tasks I use it for, mainly opening opening boxes, letters, simple cutting tasks. It's really effective. This is a CR13 MOV steel, which I'm a little more familiar with, and I like it. It's the same steel type that my Spyderco Tenacious has, and I love that knife. The ergos on this are much better. They're similar. You see the 1, 2, 3 finger choils, but check this out. In this design, they made it so that finger choil, you have a gap between where the blade starts and where your finger rests. So your finger can slide up quite a bit before you're like, oh shoot, I'm on the blade. The handle material is a plastic coyote brown, kind of fake G10. I could care less. It's okay. Another main difference in this knife is that they changed it for a tipped down carry, which I am less than enthusiastic about. I really like my tip up carries, but hey, you know, take it where you can get it. And the other thing they changed is the back end here. The screwdriver pry bar, which I have used as both, and are both highly functional. Fun fact, this is actually magnetized, so it helps, you know, picking up screws and whatnot. And then the cap lifter here, I think it's a better design. I think it's not only for bottles, but it also helps with soda cans, because I don't know about you guys, sometimes I can't lift a soda can tab because I cut my nails too short or whatever. So I have to use a little pry bar or something just to get up under there and just get a little started. See, I had a list of things to talk about, but I think that's it. I mean, all in all, I paid closer to 20 bucks for this knife, $16 for this knife, and it's, you know, they're both okay knives. Well, okay, I think it's a little bit of an understatement for this one. I love this knife. This is a great knife. I've actually had to shelf this one for a little while because I've switched over to carrying the Squid from CRKT as a, you know, smaller EDC blade. But anyways, you know, reviews on that to come. Like I said, for $16, this is not a bad knife. Do I personally like it? Not really. Do I personally carry it? No. Not since I had the initial reaction of not liking it. I carried it long enough to test the edge and all that kind of stuff. But that's about it. Was I hesitant to get this knife? Yes. Because I did not like the other one. So I was like, if I didn't like number 1, why would I like number 2? But when I looked at it and thought about it, noticing the things that I didn't like and how they changed the design, I decided, you know what, for 20 bucks or whatever, I'll do it. I'll try it. And boy, am I glad I did. You know, do I care about the hand materials so much? No. I think it's kind of cheap and kind of lame. But usability, phenomenal. I love this knife. Gotta love sports. So with that, would I recommend either one of these knives for a budget EDC, someone who's gonna bang the hell out of them and use them? Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. But if I had to say, spend the extra money, get this one. Get it in a drop point, get it in black. Whatever you want. I didn't care. I love this knife. This knife's okay. But, do I recommend them? Yes. And with that, Tactical Teach, out.